cutting edge, totally original.
Free-spirited chic. For me, that means really marching to your own beat and not being a slave to trend.
And few women personify nonconformists like style vanguards Cameron Diaz and Kristen Stewart.
She makes fashion fun. She has a sick body, so you can put a garbage bag on her or a couture Chanel dress and she'll knock it out of the park.
I kind of just do whatever makes me feel good at the moment.
She just doesn't take it all seriously, and that's probably the best thing about her.
Kristen's got this really broad range. She can also pull off a couture gown and look beautiful.
It's a funner dress. Yeah.
But she definitely also seems most at home when she looks a little bit tattered.
These leading ladies are blazing trails in Hollywood and on the red carpet.
You can put them in whatever you want to put them in, but you really can't take what they're comfortable in out of them.
Find out what makes Cameron and Kristen free-spirited and unforgettable. Blockbuster movie stars Cameron Diaz and Kristen Stewart are calm, cool, and in control. But when it comes to style, these trendsetters like to play it fast and loose.
I think free-spirited style is wearing what you feel most comfortable in at that particular moment. You don't have as many boundaries. You are willing to try different things and mix things up and be risky.
California girl Cameron Diaz talking red carpet explosion.
Color was amazing, amazing.
And coming up, Kristen Stewart is thrust into the spotlight.
People were going crazy.
And causes a stir with some unexpected exposure.
It was peekaboo here, peekaboo there. It was too much peekaboo.
Like Cameron, Kristen Stewart is also a free-spirited fashionista who always lends a little rock and roll to the red carpet. Kristen Stewart began her career as a child, starring in thrillers like Panic Room.
It's kind of weird watching yourself.
And Cold Creek Manor.
I am excited.
By the time she was a teenager, Kristen was a veteran of both studio and indie films.
So initially, when Kristen first got on the scene and was attending all these red carpet events, she was wearing her jeans and she was wearing her tennis shoes.
By the time she starred in Into the Wild in 2007, Kristen traded in her shabby jeans for Chanel.
Chanel is sort of an old-school fashion house, and it's very couture. But when you get a young, hip Hollywood actress like Kristen Stewart, it introduces Chanel to a brand-new audience. Very young, it's modern, it's a little edgy, and Kristen is a very, very edgy girl.
Kristen was suddenly introduced to a whole new world of fashion.
Look very nice. What are you wearing?
Thanks. Rodarte.
And while that was all going on, it's announced that she is going to be starring in Twilight. So her life was exploding at the time.
With the release of Twilight in 2008, Kristen became an overnight superstar and an international phenomenon.
I thought we were doing a little cult movie.
People were going crazy.
The first time I was right in the middle of a large group of fans. I was dragged by security, and I was thrown in a van. That was, like, really genuinely terrifying.
Kristen caused quite a scene on the red carpet as well when she showed up to the UK premiere of Twilight.
Kristen wears one of the most killer, glamorous, short, one shoulder, which is a huge trend, especially among young Hollywood. And you'll look at it and you'll go, wow, who is this? You might say Cavalli, you might think Versace, but it's actually La Perla.
This is La Perla, who's famous for making bras and panties and lingerie. Here they are doing a gorgeous ready-to-wear dress, and Kristen Stewart is rocking it on the red carpet.
The phenomenal success of Twilight found Kristen jet-setting around the globe, from one high-profile event to the next.
Kristen was in every major country, every major city, wearing couture and edgier outfits just depending on her mood.
And she wore a lot of different designers. For example, she wore Stella McCartney. She also wore Camille and Marc.
I think when Twilight became the mega hit it became, she really turned a fashion corner and became a red carpet star almost overnight.
With so many red carpet appearances, Kristen had a chance to experiment with a number of different looks.
She wasn't always doing the glam image. Sometimes she mixed it with rocker girl.
Kristen Stewart walking the red carpet in Converse is very Teen Vogue chic, I have to say.
I don't hate the fact that Kristen wore Converse with a short cocktail dress to the MTV Movie Awards. She hurt her ankle, she wasn't going to wear heels, and it's her own personal style. It's a reflection of who she was, and I think she rocked it.
Kristen went even edgier for the Teen Choice Awards.
So Kristen Stewart shows up at the Teen Choice Awards in 2009 wearing a spiked skirt from Rock & Republic, which we're told has 631 spikes in it. How she managed to sit down all night, I have no idea. I mean, you'd have to be like, I mean, that is torturous. Crazy. I don't think the Rock and Republic like Kristen Stewart.
With barely a moment to breathe, Kristen was back on the circuit promoting the upcoming release of Twilight New Moon. Unfortunately, one of her dresses repelled people the way garlic repels vampires.
It was peekaboo here, peekaboo there. It was too much peekaboo. Hello, it's called a lining.
I'm not a huge fan of this Balenciaga look. I think it's a little too risque. I don't think she can pull it off too well, and the sheer paneling is a little bit inappropriate.
But for the LA premiere of New Moon, Kristen showed her softer side.
I've never worn a gown before, and this is really the only time I would ever do it. I'm really proud of this thing, you know?
She shows up in a gorgeous Oscar-Renta princess tulle gown, and it was something we hadn't seen on Kristen before. It was a sweeter side to her, a more romantic side, and it really fit.
But no matter how gorgeous she looks, Kristen always prefers comfort over couture.
Anytime I've seen Kristen Stewart at one of her Twilight premieres, on the red carpet, she is dressed up, she's dolled up, she's got the dress on, she's got the heels. But as soon as she hits the after party, she's back in her black skinny jeans, comfortable in that kind of clothing, and a red carpet look.
Do you feel more comfortable in your jeans and a t-shirt or in a big gorgeous dress? I mean, I think everybody knows probably jeans and a t-shirt. Yeah.
Kristen's reputation for casual wear was even well known in England when she arrived for the BAFTA Awards.
She does hate the red carpet, and I know that because I know her stylist in LA, and she's always threatening to wear her Converse like she did once at the end.
But she's glammed it right up. By 2010, Kristen secured her movie star status when she was invited to be a presenter at the Academy Awards.
I love the way that Kristen Stewart looks. She showed up in that midnight blue satin ruched Monique Lhuillier gown. Number one, it wasn't black, it was midnight blue. Gorgeous. What a great color option. And then to have her hair pulled back and the darker eyes, it was just a nice, grown-up, sophisticated vision of Kristen I haven't seen.
Still, Kristen never gave up her free-spirited fashion sense. And later that year, Kristen took her rebel style from the red carpet to the big screen when she played Joan Jett in the film The Runaways.
I think when Kristen took the role of Joan Jett, it kind of made her a little bit more rock and roll in her everyday life.
We definitely saw her wearing more edgier cuts and leather, and she was wearing things that are a little bit more fierce and edgy than we saw her prior to filming that movie.
At the New York City premiere of The Runaways, Kristen mixed punk with Poochie.
I never know what I'm going to wear necessarily until right before I leave. I always have to give myself options. You never know how you're going to feel.
She shows up in this Poochie that's practically painted on her, strapless, like up to here, and it's awesome.
It's a funner dress.
Yeah! Coming up, you won't believe Kristen's racy red carpet reveal.
It's so calculated, but killer.
After months of circling the globe, Kristen was back in the States for the Los Angeles premiere of Eclipse. For this event, Kristen went against type and dressed in pure white.
The last interview I had to check the tag. I love it. It's just that I forget the name of it.
It's Ellie Saab, honey. Hello, you need a gay next to you to tell you this.
Biggest young starlet in the world turns up at the premiere of the biggest movie in the world, Eclipse. And going against her black darkness, she wears all white, which is one of the hardest things to do. And she pulls it off beautifully.
And, you know, wearing white on the red carpet makes a statement. I also think that the one-sleeve dress makes a statement. Like, oops, where's my sleeve? But it works, and she's, like, posing with that arm. It's so calculated, but killer.
But for Kristen, there was one red carpet look that made the ultimate statement about her unique style and personality.
She kind of had her big moment, her wow, look at me, was when she walked on the red carpet for the Twilight premiere.
Who are you wearing, my dear?
Balenciaga.
She had the Chanel jewelry on. She had the Louis Vuitton shoes.
If I don't feel good, I walk down a carpet like this. And that can't happen here.
It had great colors. It was black, white, red. It showed up a little bit of her legs, had a messy hairdo. I think she was really stepping into her own element and where she was comfortable showing off.
Kristen's got this really broad range. She can also pull off a couture gown and look beautiful, but she definitely also seems most at home when she looks a little bit tattered.
Balenciaga is one of the oldest, most storied fashion houses in Paris. It's the perfect girl with her edginess and her super hot career, wearing the perfect dress.
Thank you. Free-spirited chic. It's the uncanny ability to effortlessly go from casual to couture, from high tops to high heels. And that's what makes Cameron and Kristen two undeniable style stars.
Cameron and Kristen both encompass
great, free spirit, easy chic.
One of the things they have in common is they both have a youthful edge that they bring to the red carpet, and they're not afraid to really let their personalities shine.
That they wear what they want. They wear what they're comfortable in. And when they walk the red carpet, they own it.
You know, they're not asking everybody, like, do you think I should wear this? Do you like this? They're just like, I'll wear this with this, and I don't care what you think.